Jason.
Yeah.
Evan Mox here.
Hey, yeah, I'm here. How's it going?
And he has never done a podcast.
Never done a podcast.
We're the first podcast he's done.
This is the first one.
Why have you never done a podcast?
Just waiting for you guys to call me.
Do you listen to them?
That's the right answer.
Oh, this is a paid ad answer.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I don't really have like the attention span to listen to a podcast, to be honest, but I'll probably listen to this one.
You mean you'll probably listen to this one you're on, or you'll listen to ours going forward?
Ours going forward.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
Ours going forward.
Yes, exactly. Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk. Hey everybody, it's Jason Ellis and Tony Hawk. Hawk vs. Wolf, greatest podcast of all time in the history of the universe.
What he said about our podcast, and we have decks that are of the podcast.
Signed by the greatest skateboarder of all time in the history of the universe, and me.
Dang, I was going to get away with that. This is the same graphic that we used before, but with gold background, special edition.
It's like my teeth, but better.
It's number one. And the diptych, which is 2 decks, go side by side, signed by each of us, right there. Black with silver.
I love this board so much.
Tim Baring art on both of these.
Shout out to Tim. And get yourself one of these bad boys immediately.
For the holidays.
What a gift.
So here they are for the holidays, right here. Gold-plated Hawk versus Wolf signed deck and black and silver diptych available now.
Get one today.
You can get it at TonyHawk.com and in the shop right there. There's a little menu, upper right, shop. See both of these. Click add to cart. It'll arrive before the holidays and it'll make a good gift. And we hope you give it to someone that has liked and described already.
Yeah. Make sure you do that if you haven't.
Thank you.
Are you looking for a delicious and nutritious snack that packs real protein punch?
Don't punch me.
I would never do
Because I'm
that.
holding pistachios in my hand.
Wait a
and
minute.
They'll fall on the floor.
You got to crack into a good source of protein with tasty, healthy, wonderful pistachios.
Ow.
Each 1 ounce serving of wonderful pistachios contains 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value, mate. Pistachios are known for their protein power. Fiber, better for you, unsaturated fats for a combination that will help keep you feeling fuller longer. Check out wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more about how these little green wonders can power up your day.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you because I know you're also in town on behalf of our foundation, Escape Art Project.
I never really come to LA, so this is great.
It's very cool. So we're honoring him tonight.
We're honoring
for
him.
being an ambassador. Well, it's complicated.
I'm just happy
Complicated.
to be there.
We're honoring each other. You know what's
Yes.
going on. I gotta,
That's
formulate
it. We're
a
just back and
speech.
forth compliments, right? That's what
Yeah.
we're doing tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. This is great. This is surreal, actually. It's pretty crazy. I'm looking at you guys.
You and I did a Zoom interview in COVID days.
We did
remember
do a
what that was
Zoom.
for.
Yeah, someone asked me. They were like, "Have
It was
you
for some
have
fashion
you met
magazine.
him in real life before?" I was like, "Actually, first time I met him was on Zoom during COVID, and I was in my 1-bedroom apartment,
Oh, in New York.
shoebox,
Yeah.
basically." And I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty fucking sweet." Can we swear on this show? Or
Yes.
no? I'm sorry.
You have to.
You just did. So
Pretty
you can.
freaking sweet.
So
I
you
was
were
on
broke,
Zoom
but
with
you're
you.
rich now, right?
I'm pretty rich now, but not
So
as
what
rich
kind of
as this
house?
guy.
Yeah, give it a minute. But you got a big house and stuff now?
Yeah, I bought a house in Hawaii next to my parents. And
That's cute.
Some other place.
Oahu?
Yeah, on the North Shore.
But were you born in Hawaii?
Yeah, born on the North Shore of Oahu. Been there for 18 years. Moved to LA for 2 years. Dated a girl here for 8 months. Lived in Silver Lake. And then I moved to New York in 2019, September.
What was the motivation to move to the mainland?
I mean, it was honestly growing up on an island, you're always wanting to just leave it, even though it is paradise. People ask me why did you ever leave? You're always at the beach, you're living the life. And I'm yeah, that gets kind of old after 18 years of your life. And I knew that I wanted to do more with my life. And I, saw some sort of hazy trail of career path. I knew that I had to leave in order to do those things. So
What were you
soon as
pursuing at the time?
I was pursuing skateboarding and only skateboarding. That was kind of like the only thing that I ever thought that I would be some sort of something. But then when I moved out here, it like kind of opened my eyes to all sorts of different things, and then things just grew after that. But very, I couldn't really script it. I like knew that I had to leave though. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I had to leave. I knew I had to get out of there in order to excel and just grow as a person, and learned a lot. Would do a lot of things differently, but I guess that's how it goes.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, but that's how you learn. That's how you grow.
Yep.
Right. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Did somebody approach you to be a model, or did you pitch yourself as one?
Actually, I don't know. I was kind of just doing like little things in Hawaii from like this girl Sylvie Colez was doing a photo shoot for this women's brand, Australian brand. I forget what it was called, but I was like the background model for like this girl in this beautiful dress.
How'd you get that job?
It was just through word of mouth. Like I think she was staying on the North Shore, and then like I met her maybe even at the skate park or something, or just through
Right,
friends.
and she was like, "Would you like to model?"
Yeah, but I didn't really understand what that was gonna be like, and then like I was just the background guy, so I wasn't really doing anything, and then like.
But that got you another job.
That got me another job. IMG signed me and didn't do anything with me. So like,
Was that a
couple
letdown?
years-
Because getting signed, you would have thought.
I mean, it was
I'm on my way.
It was a letdown, but it was also like so. I learned so much with like this is why I'm with the team that I'm with now, because they were small, and they listened to me, and they actually smaller roster. I feel like it's better for people to just they're always going to be talking about you if you have a roster of 5 people, right? So being with a big WMEIMG situation I was nobody at the time, so
Right.
also no one there like believed in me either. And so it was just interesting to kind of learn from that. And then like years went by as well. I moved here, I was making $1,500 a month through Hurley. Shout out Hurley, thank you very much.
As a skater.
As a skateboarder, and like doing like little shoots for them or whatever, which was sick. Like,
Was there ever through all of that? I know that you're getting maybe some modeling jobs and stuff, but was it always the directive was always I am doing this to be a pro skater?
Yeah, that was always like the ultimate goal, is to be like a professional skateboarder, which is like. As a kid, that's like the biggest thing you could. I just want, for some reason, my name on a skateboard.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But you were
like,
surfing too.
I grew up surfing. I caught my first wave when I was 2. My dad pushed me into the wave. My mom caught me on the beach.
That's so
yeah,
Hawaiian.
I mean, I surfed. I didn't even know how to swim yet, but obviously growing up in Hawaii, you grow up surfing. My dad makes surfboard fins for a living, just this. But he, it's just instilled in our family. And
But was there ever the idea that you were going to make it in surfing?
the literally the day that I knew that I wasn't going to be a professional surfer was the day that I had a heat with Kalani David, Seth Moniz, and like one of the Florence brothers, probably Ivan, the same age. And I'm on a soft top. And I'm asking my dad what to do, and they're like popping in FCS fins on their shortboards, like ready to go. Like they've been in contests for years. I'm like, okay, I don't have a sticker on my board, and all you guys have stickers from nose to tail. I'm like, okay.
From sponsors.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, I know now that I'm not going to do this. So then kind of going into the skate thing, that's kind of when I realized I wanted to really do it, is because I was like, okay, skateboarding became like a video game to me. And it was like, once you learn how to drop in, perfect. You want to learn how to 50-50 grind. You want to learn how to roll in. You want to learn how to like lean to tail or whatever. That was kind of like the turning point when that skate park was built next to my house on the North Shore. I would go there I was homeschooled my whole life. So I would go there like whenever I wanted, basically. So I learned like time management super early on. So that really helped me. But then I would go to the skate park all day long.
The ski bar, that's the concrete one with the deep end?
Yeah, you blunt faked it like a few years ago. I saw it. I was baffled. And that at that time too, I was little too, and you just came to the park and you just put your board there. You just blunt faked like the tallest wall there. And I go, that was probably like the smallest wall to him. He skates vert all the time, so this is like easy. But
I just remember it being rough. I remember it being intimidating because it was so rough.
I just remember looking up at the ramp. I'm like, how does one blunt fake this right now?
So you were actually there that day.
I was there that day.
I was only there once or twice in my life.
I was a
so-
no one.
Oh, hey, that's super cool. You were there.
I was a skate park rat. Do you remember that blunt fakey?
I don't.
He does them everywhere.
Really?
He did them from my generation. Like I was in
Yeah,
Australia.
but I have
and he-
paid the price doing it at different parks. Like I was actually in Northern Ireland and I dropped into this bowl straight into blunt faking, hung up bad.
Oh, it's the worst. That blunt fakey was
But it
literally
was a
like
big-
the gnarliest trick as a kid. Like, I could hook up right now. Like
Yeah.
even rock. Like when I started learning rock fakies, I was
Yeah,
like,
well, that's the thing. You take it for granted.
what's going on
then
here? How
you
does one go
slip
in
up.
without clipping? Is what I was thinking as a kid. I was like, Jesus, how do you?
You
do
skated
this? Hey,
some.
nice one with that blunt
buddy.
fakey. Are you kidding?
Appreciate it.
Hey, you skated
Crazy.
some pile.
Still never
of-
done that. I still have not done that.
You skated some pile of concrete crap in Australia back in the 80s. And I was there and you just showed up and I think it was the Bones Brigade. And it was like you rolled around the keyhole and looked at it and we're all standing there because none of us could do anything in this thing because it was such a pile. And I was like, I wonder what American pros will do. And you didn't put pads on and you just looked at it and you like rolled around it looking at it. I'm like, he's looking at it. Is he going to skate it? And we're like, nah, he won't skate. This thing's a pile. And then you drop in and it's like the first thing you do is a trick on the other side. And we're like, he didn't even carve first. He just like
The untouchable
did a
just
rock and roll.
touched. Just got touched.
And then you did a frontside ollie over the hip to tail. And I don't think any of us
Classic.
had seen a live person do that. Like I know I had.
You're like, it is possible.
And I was
Holy
like,
shit.
because it was a frontside ollie, and then at the last minute you
Wow.
went bam, and I was like, no, you can't. And you had no pads on, and then you rolled away with your stupid hair flick or whatever, acting like it was nothing. And I was like, son of a bitch.
How insane is that? You have
That's
a podcast
so
with the guy
funny.
now.
No, I think about that all the time, dude.
Right?
What am I doing here? You
Yeah,
know?
I just shook his hand. Tell
Yeah.
me about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
That is wild.
Yeah, well, I remember
like,
what
that's your
like,
memory.
the demo,
And yours too. What's that?
the contest that I was in, and you were in it, and you could,
yeah.
if you were a rat, you could pay $20 to be in it, and I paid late, so I was in the last heat, and you're on the deck with me, and there's video of my dad filming me, and I look at you, and you look towards this direction, and I go, and I look at my dad's camera like,
I've seen this video.
Pull
It's pretty
the
funny.
clip up now.
It's pretty funny.
yeah, I'm freaking out.
How sick is that? How old are you?
16.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was.
I mean,
Right
that was
when
my
your
first trip,
mind
so
just
I was
starts going.
I was 18.
Yeah, I was friends with the guy, one of the bigger guys in skateboarding, this Gregor Rankin guy, and he was friends with Lance Mountain. And he goes, hey, I'm driving you to Torquay. And I was like, cool, man. And I get in the car, and Lance Mountain is sitting in the car next, and I'm like, no. And it was like a 2.5 hour drive. I said like 3 words. I shit myself the entire time. He was like, you skating? And I was like, man, skating. Lance Mountain. Yeah, I think I am. Like, just no idea what the world.
How crazy is that? Like as a kid, like thinking about like pros, they might as well just be God. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
You must have
Like,
seen
what
your
did you
share of
say?
pros though, like on the North Shore, because it
Yeah.
seemed like people would just end up there.
I remember. I mean, just from like the whole surf thing too. Like Volcom would fly, people out. And
Yeah.
At the time, even Arto was on Volcom. Then GT came.
Yeah.
And they did a demo. It was like.
Did you freak out or did you stay cool?
Fully freaked out.
Right.
Didn't even look him in the eyes. But now knowing the guys, like it's funny to like think about how much you put them on a pedestal of like
Yeah.
godly level of like,
Dude.
holy shit, Grant
The
Taylor
Bones-
is dropping in the same place that I just dropped in. This is amazing. Like, holy
The
shit.
Bones Brigade came to my skate shop and I knew they were coming there. So I was in there and there was probably like 5 other people in there. And they walked around and looked at t-shirts and looked at skateboards. And when they left, I insulted everybody there for not knowing who just was in the shop.
Yeah, no,
I was
as
like,
you
you
should.
guys are seriously, get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
you don't deserve to be in the skate shop. You were standing next to Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know.
You idiots.
Yeah, you morons. Seriously. Yeah, I was so offended.
So in the early days, now my timeline's a little off because I'm super old, and so forgive me.
Really?
But were those the days of wasn't there a skate park on the military base?
There was, yeah.
In Oahu?
Yeah, there. So there
were you
was
around for
Hickam.
those days?
There was Hickam.
Hickam, yeah.
You're talking about
Hickam Hanger.
Yeah, Hickam. Steve Stedham used to do like an annual
That's right.
contest there. That was actually, put it on record, that was the first and only contest I ever won. It was the Steve Stedham Hickam.
Oh, that's
What
amazing.
an honor.
Like, I think it was called like a, what is it called? Lock, key lock, whatever, bowl type shape.
Keyhole.
Keyhole. There we go. Yeah, so it was that. And I
It's
was
clearly
like,
not the pool skater.
Right.
Yeah, pool skater.
Actually, I've seen you blasting in pools, so I take that back. I've definitely
with water
seen
or no water?
no water.
Okay, good.
Blasting frontside airs. Nose
Sick.
bone.
Yeah. I don't know if my knees can withstand bailing, so I just try to land everything now.
That's one technique. Yeah, we used to go.
Every time I bend down, my knees crack. Do you guys knees crack?
Everything cracks.
Jesus Christ.
Everything.
This guy asking me about my knees.
Yeah.
Oh, my knees have never been better, you know?
Yeah,
like,
like, take a look at your future. I mean, yours is going to
I've got,
look
like-
prettier, but
This is awesome.
I've got like
this is great. No, I'm
half a
happy with this.
ligament left in this one and a dead man's one attached to the side of it.
I'm happy with this. This is my
Yeah.
future. This is great. You guys look
I
great.
haven't kneeled since like 98.
You haven't taken a knee since 98, huh?
I know I have photos of me, like
Yeah.
when Riley was little, I have photos of me just kind of squatting down to his level to talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, no way. Yeah.
Like, I would fall over.
Dude, I had to lift somebody
to the
the other
hospital.
day.
Don't tell Tim Tebow.
A stupid boxing fight where I had to have someone on my shoulders fighting someone else on their shoulders, and there wasn't the guy that was going to pick him up got hurt, so I was like, I'll do it. And I squat in a ball, and he gets on me. And when I go to stand up, I felt like ping, 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 like 7 things freaking recoiled up my leg, and I was just like, wow, glad I did that. I won't be sore tomorrow
Did
at
you-
all.
So rewarding.
Did you ever skate transition so much that you did actually knee slide?
You know what? My parents made me wear like every pad imaginable when I first started skating.
Well, yeah, and rightly so. That
Yeah.
bowl was so gnarly.
I got I definitely got grounded a few times from not wearing a helmet at the skate park, and I would like do a run, and then I would like check. You know how? Did you go to Bonsai when it was like the like trees in front of it, and it wasn't just like the grass path where you could just see the.
yeah,
road.
yes, that's something I went. Yeah.
So like right when it started getting built is when I started kind of skating really like heavy, and so I would like take my helmet off because I thought like all the cool kids didn't have it, right? And I would do a run, take my helmet off, do a run, and go up to like the perch where you could see the road to see if my parents are pulling up to check on
Wow.
me to see if I had my helmet on or not. Definitely got caught a few times, got carried away. And yeah, got grounded for 2 weeks, didn't skate. Worst thing ever. Went back to the skate park after the 2 weeks of being, whatever. And did the same thing I did to get grounded. I just took my helmet off. Boom.
I just wonder if you ever got so into skating bowls and stuff that you figured out, okay, knee sliding is the way to get out of it. It sounds like no, because you're talking about running out of everything. So
Knee sliding was fine when I like first started skating there. But then it's really like skating that park is what made me want to like skate bowls. I think if it was a
Yeah.
street park, I probably would have been a street skater. You know what I mean? So that definitely like delegated what I did in skating or whatever.
when we went to Hawaii when I was in my teens, and I would go just on vacation with Kevin Staub and Lester Kasai, and the only park was Ala.
Lester Kasai, so swag.
The only park was Ala.
Yeah, like the old roller rink.
but nothing in it.
Yeah.
So
Just
you seen that
nothing.
place?
Flat bars
It's
and a
a
box.
roller rink with banks on the end, and then they just threw in these oververt sections to keep skaters in it.
Yeah.
So it's just
Banks.
it's banks to oververt,
Yeah.
but like this, and then
You've seen footage.
you've
for
seen
sure.
footage
Yeah,
of
I
it.
think so.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so.
It's got like a red border around the.
Let's just say that whenever we go there, no one was skating.
Right.
But now they've
sure.
made it sort of a street park, right?
Yeah, like my friend Chad, who actually lives on Arto's property on the North Shore, was like the main person to like build the actual ramps and stuff because he
Yeah.
was the one that built like the flat bars and the boxes that were there before nothing was there. So yeah, shout out to Chad from APB.
So are you still surfing?
Still I'm honestly surfing
Here?
more than ever
More
I
than
have.
ever.
Yeah. I mean, surfing, it's funny, like skaters decide when they are done with skating technically, or like they're like on their way out or whatever, they're like, oh, water is actually way nicer to land
Yeah,
on
right.
than concrete.
Shit
You
holds
might get
down and
stuck in a
drowns you.
cave, you might drown, but
Yeah,
like
you might. I love how you just mumble that bit. You might get stuck in a cave, dude.
it can
You're
happen.
like
Especially
hanging
in
out,
Hawaii.
going wee, and
It
then
can
you're in the
happen.
dark in a cave.
It can happen, but that's like,
It can happen.
the risk is worth, the reward
No,
is
it is not.
worth it.
Have you got torn up on a reef? You do not have to choose between better hair growth and your health. There's a holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness.
Get ahead of thinning hair with Nutrafol's whole body approach to hair growth. No drugs, no compromises.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol's hair growth nutraceuticals go beyond genetics to multi-target the root cause of thinning, including
Stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, aging, and lifestyle through whole body health.
physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients. Nutrafol's drug-free patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sexual health.
In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 3,000 top doctors.
You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code HawkWolf to save $10 off your first month subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code HawkWolf.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a scar right here. I went head first into a rock.
hell yeah.
Damn.
My luck, though, it was a full-blown sandbar, and I hit the one rock on the reef. The one rock sticking
Nice.
out head first, bow, right there.
So body
Sick
surfing or
photo.
surfing?
Surfing,
Wow.
kooking it, going over the falls. Straight head first,
We've all been there.
concussed.
It's all I've been.
So how did you end up on Gossip Girl?
Oh, God. So the showrunner, Josh Safran, he called me one day. Was asking,
You already knew him?
No, didn't know him at
Okay.
all. But my team was like, yo, there's a showrunner for this show. It's going to be a long one. He called me one day and he was like, hey, we're like doing like character development. We want to like try to formulate, what the cast is going to look like for this TV show, right? And they're like, we'd love it if you submitted a self-tape. And I was like, I don't even know what a self-tape is, but yeah, sure, whatever.
Had you only done print work at this point?
Sorry?
Had you only done print work or like photos?
Yeah, I was like living in New York already, doing a bunch of modeling stuff. And then
But no
film.
acting.
also didn't
Reading
even
lines
have
or
a
anything.
thought of doing it ever.
Okay.
Anyway. Like never was like, I need this role, I want to be Superman or whatever. It was never that. So he called me, he's like, submit a self-tape. I did. A whole year goes by because when he called me, it was around December of 2019. And it was like a whole year of not knowing because COVID happened and New York shut down and we're filming in New York, mostly. And
So wait,
I
you,
was the
you
last-
started first filming December 19?
we started, no, that's when he called me.
Okay.
We were supposed to start filming in May of 2020,
Okay.
but then like March was when like New York
Yeah.
started shutting down, nothing was going on, and people were running for their lives. And we started filming like towards the end of the year 2020. But like I did not know what was going on. I was the last person on the cast to be put on like officially. Everyone kind of knew each other already somehow. They've been in like some group text like, "Hey, we're the new cast." And I was like last put on like, hey, like we all like met up in a park and just like had pizzas and just met each other and stuff. But then it was just like a surreal experience, and it was also just weird filming through COVID as my first experience filming a TV show that's pretty like advertised and whatever. But it was just an interesting experience through that time. But then they're like other people that are on the cast, they've done other stuff before, so they know how cool it can be when it's not COVID. It's like we're going into set like full on like KN95 like mask, a dog collar with the visor here, and it's like you take that off like as they're rolling.
Yep.
Which was like such an interesting experience. Everyone had their own different
That's
rooms.
your first time acting too.
Everyone has their own rooms. I'm so codependent that I was like, I want to hang out with you guys. I want to be with like people. They basically just like put us back into these rooms and like don't talk to anyone, or like don't like basically like literally.
And they
don't,
corral you to one area. Like this is
like
only
here's
the
your
cast.
zone. Like COVID.
How long
proof.
is that for?
8 months.
Jesus.
Yeah,
We
first season
shot
was
a couple
8
of
months.
Activision commercials during that time, and it was wild.
Yeah. I mean, I think also too, like people were kind of creating rules and laws, like like things that just did not make sense. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can have this intimate like sex scene now, but like other than that, you have to have your mask on. It's just like I don't understand. Like, I think people are also just like trying to figure it out at the same time as well, like learning as we go. But like, there was just certain things that was like, geez, this does not make any sense. Like, even down to like the testing kind of situation, it was like people would either go to the back of your brain or they would just graze your nose, and it was like, what's the fucking difference here?
Yeah, it was the Wild West.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I mean, anyways, it was just an interesting experience. I did learn a lot also, and the second season was so much more relaxed because things progressed. But
how many seasons has it been?
it was 2 seasons, and we got canceled because we are not doing Game of Thrones numbers. So verbatim.
Who is?
Who is?
Only them.
There was like a lot of
What an unfair comparison.
Yeah, right. You're not.
You're
the
not
best
Star
show
Wars.
ever.
You're not Star Wars. You guys are canceled. That's it.
Yeah. You're not a real skater. You're not Tony Hawk.
Oh my god.
Comparison.
Did you do any skating in the show?
I kind of just carried my skateboard around. I didn't really like.
Total.
They were like so weird about like just even riding on a board. It was like,
right. 'Cause you're
they're like,
Even though you're a professional skateboarder.
like, I don't know. It was funny to see like you guys know you hired a skateboarder, right? Like I kind of can do this, right? I mean, I might fall, but I don't care.
Was there ever a scene that had skating in the background, and you're like, cool, these guys are allowed to go skate?
No, I remember that I actually was cooking at my house for once in my life, and I was cooking tofu, and I didn't like drain the water out of it enough, and I put it in the pan, and the thing like exploded, and hot oil went on my hand, and it bubbled up so gnarly to where they had to write it in the episode that I like verbatim biffed it at LES skate park, and they had to put like wrap a cast and like a splint and then have like a cast over it.
Wow.
To where they had to write it in because it was just so unavoidable. It was huge. You could probably still see the scar maybe, but yeah, they
I
had
had
to
no
write it
idea
in. So
tofu
like,
was that dangerous.
yeah, the tofu's dangerous, guys. PSA.
Yeah.
I love how it's
This whole time I've just
shifted to
disrespected it.
LES. He fell on the bank.
Yeah. I literally, there's no possible way you could get hurt at LES, honestly, but unless someone wants to squabble you.
So what is the most exciting project that's coming or that is currently happening?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of like in a weird like bracket, right? Like I feel like life is the fun project. Like I'm just having fun living life, and if I can continue to get some sort of rent money to continue living life, then that's amazing. So like that's kind of how I live my life forever. And I mean, who doesn't want to like do what you love and get paid for it? You know what I mean? I think we all kind of agree with like skateboarding and like being able to travel the world and do all that stuff is like something that you can't get. Like no one can say that they can do that, right? So it's amazing to be able to be in a position to where we can make our own decisions and we can be our own boss and we can figure out, what we want to do in life, and just keeping things open, to be honest. But I think, I'm just having a good time living.
But are you able to, I mean, you have sort of a safety net with what you were making on Gossip Girl, what you made before?
Yeah, I was paying rent like before
Yep.
before the show and stuff. I think it kind of got to a point like in my modeling career, if you can even call it that.
I think you can call it that.
Okay.
I've seen you on some campaigns.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks. I think after like the modeling thing, you could just get bored. Like my ADD is like way too crazy to like only do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like acting in a natural way kind of actually came out so perfectly because I was like, there's a whole nother thing that I'm like fully obsessed with now. Like, how do you better yourself in the things that you love to do? And then acting just came and I was like, this is amazing.
Did you go for more acting gigs?
Yeah. Yeah. Like we're doing some other stuff. Filmed a movie in Bulgaria last year, which was very interesting.
Well, can you talk about it, or is that on embargo?
Yeah, it's on. I think it's out on Dateline. It's announced. But I filmed a movie in Bulgaria last December with Nick Cassavetes, and he was just like really amazing to work with. He was really the only reason why I wanted to stay in Bulgaria is because he's just so awesome. Like he's just a good director. He's a real like actor's director. So it was like nice to work with someone who you feel like you can work with collaboratively, and like he'll tell you some random, note that like helps so much for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like cool to be able to like talk to someone, and he's like almost like a older like father figure for all of us in the cast as well. Like we were all like loving him so much. So it was
He's
like,
from there.
no, he's from out here.
Oh, you're just saying because I want to stay there with him.
Yeah, no, like he really made like who wants to go to Bulgaria? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you
what do you
skate
do
there?
in Bulgaria when you're not acting?
Sorry.
What do you do in Bulgaria when you're not acting?
Ironically, the hotel that they put us up at, there's a skate plaza that's like kind of like the meetup spot for all the skaters there.
Yeah.
Right next to the hotel. It's
Not,
like
not,
skated.
not an assigned skate park, just a place everyone goes to.
it's just a plaza that has a ledge and like good flat ground. And that was really my saving grace, just being able to like on the down days just go skate. And it was like really cold, but it like took a little warming up, but it was sick. Like I know like a bunch of skaters out there now too. So when we go back, I have to go back. We're really supposed to be there now, but
Is the food good?
there's one good spot there. Yeah, I wasn't
Are
really
you a vegetarian?
No, I love like really anything besides tomatoes.
Okay.
But yeah, no.
What did they do?
They eat a lot of meat over there. They're like all the dudes there, like our security was like meat, but like you times two.
Okay.
Like you were like big, like brolic, like bowling ball motherfuckers. Like, yeah. So it was like they're eating a lot of meat out there, but the food's like I'm not super picky, but it was after a month and a half, it was a little crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was an interesting experience. Oh, very witchy vibes over there.
Witchy.
Yeah.
Like
It's
women look
it's
like witches.
eerie, like just no. Women actually are pretty cute out there, but
How's their fashion sense in Bulgaria?
I mean, there's a cool crowd of like kids there, just like
There is?
anywhere. But very Eastern European kind
Right.
of situation. Bowling balls, maxed out T-shirts, like extra smalls on an extra large guy. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
A lot of affliction?
Yeah. A lot of like like tap out,
Tap out.
like tap out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now.
Are you
Those
zinning?
are fun, guys.
Are you zinning right now?
Am I what?
You're zinning right now?
Yeah, why? You want one?
I might actually
Stop
just do one.
analyzing me.
I don't. I'm not.
52.
We're on a podcast. We're
zen my
analyzing
ass
each
off.
other.
Do you want one?
I never tried one. What does it do?
Well, I don't want to be the guy that gets you into it, so no, you can't have it. What does it do? Makes you great.
No, let's try one. Come on, let's try one.
That's how I get them every time.
Oh my god.
You want one, Toner?
No.
Fair enough.
Tony, come on.
Smart guy.
That's what the
Toner.
cool kids are doing.
Dumb guys.
Where do you put it?
What are you talking about? In your ass, dude. In your lip.
Where? Top,
The
bottom?
goddamn bottom lip. What
Oh,
the hell is wrong with you?
Okay.
Do we have to wait for this to take effect? And then
Just
it's
start
gonna
asking
turn
him
into a whole
questions.
new
How long
interview?
is 30 minutes?
30 minutes?
Till it starts taking effect?
I like your attitude though. Just like, yeah, let's do that. Why not?
It'll be fun for the rest of this interview.
There you go.
Because you're
Let's figure it out. I'll be like,
yeah, or because you're fiddling with it the whole time.
I've done dip before. The
This is way lighter.
Okay.
It's way less than that.
All right.
I don't
sick.
do that.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. All right. Cool.
You don't have to spit.
How
either.
come you don't look like you have something?
So I
Do
got
you
a
know how to
fat
hide
lip.
it?
Maybe
Can
you
you
can
like?
punch
Does
in
it
my
look
face.
very visible in my lip right now?
You do look a bit like
Yeah,
a bit of
yeah.
a rookie.
Such
Yeah,
a rookie.
it's a little awkward. Yeah.
Just let it go. Let it go. Pretend it's not there. You know.
Don't laugh. You might swallow it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Quote.
You can do it. Just stay chill.
Don't laugh.
Stop
you
touching
might
your mouth, man.
Don't laugh. You
You're
might
making it
swallow
look bad.
That's the words to live by.
Jeez, this is.
You're
gnarly.
welcome.
This is gnarly. Okay, let's continue.
So do you have anything on the horizon? I know you can't talk about specifics, but SAG strike is over.
SAG strike is over.
People are back to work.
Yeah, everyone's working again.
You are an
supposedly.
actor.
Yeah.
So is there something coming along?
Yeah, so we're gonna go back to Bulgaria and film those
Pickup shots.
2 and 3 of the movies. So
Oh, really?
We're gonna do like 4, I think.
4 of them.
Yeah.
Because they know
Dude,
it's going to be that
jackpot.
successful.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean
That's
we're
huge.
filming 2 and 3 and it's not even out yet, so they have faith in it doing somewhat good, I guess. Nick Cassavetes is the director; he's great. He's
Oh, that's
the best,
amazing.
So I think they have faith in it being good. So, yeah, so doing that and also just doing other things too.
You keep
What
it so
other things?
mysterious.
Yeah, why are you so mysterious?
It just depends on how much you want me to elaborate.
That's why we're here. We're doing a
I-
podcast.
I feel like-
you're being interviewed.
I feel like I'm the worst person to talk about myself. I don't really
Well,
do this.
can somebody
guys.
else talk for
Yeah,
him?
you are the
Please,
most qualified.
Corbin.
Come on, Corbin, come over here.
You're the most qualified for that.
You have a clothing line?
Hey.
You don't want to talk about it though?
No, yeah, I have a clothing
You wanna
brand.
sell some
I have
of
a
it?
clothing brand called
Yeah.
Wahine.
Called what?
Wahine. It means
Okay.
like female in Hawaiian, and actually Maori. I figured out.
Is it a girl's line?
It's for everyone,
But it's called female?
pretty much. Yeah,
Wahine.
it's an ode to like my sister and my mom, like all the like strong women in my life.
Oh.
And like it's the inspiration is all Hawaii inspired and just what I grew up seeing. Fashion sense of like. Just so many crazy things that you see in Hawaii that you're like, that would not happen anywhere else. And I need to make that. I need to remake that whole vibe. So just, working with that. It's also just another like outlet for creativity. And I like when my friends wear it. I'll send you guys a pack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you sell it?
I sell it online and one store in Hawaii. My friends made a place called the Honolulu Pawn Shop. And they're opening tomorrow.
No way.
Doing like an exclusive T-shirt for the shop, and just kind of like just keeping it like mom and pop's fun, and yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice when I see my friends wear it that actually use it and love it. So that's kind of really the whole deal.
Did you start it up with someone else?
I did. I started with my partner Dante. He's a stylist, and he's a whole nother echelon of amazingness. But he does he helps me with the back end stuff. Like I don't really talk to the factories. I just get the samples and I design the stuff. I do like the build outs and like the whole situation, the campaigns and all that.
Does that make it conflicted with trying to get apparel sponsors?
No. I was sponsored by Ruka as of like a year ago, and they just sold again.
Yes.
And Pat kind of walked away from the company, so I walked away from the company. I was kind of waiting for he was maybe potentially going to buy it back again, which is the craziest play ever. You start a company, you sell it, and then you still own part of it, and then you buy it back again, and you sell it again. Genius.
If it works, it works, it's genius. I've seen it not work,
For
and
real.
it wasn't genius.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Is there any investments that you did that you regret?
Yes. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Liquid
one,
death.
That one that you're talking about. We did a high-end denim brand through our distribution company of Blitz Distribution that did Birdhouse and Hookups and
Cool.
and originally the Firm and Reel
Right.
and Flip and
My cousin used to work at that warehouse.
okay, so we
That was
were
my
just,
first board. My first real board was a Tony Hawk board.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He gave me a full Christmas complete.
oh sick.
Did my first kickflip on it, whatever.
Well, thank you.
No worries.
But so everything that we were doing was working because it was all based in skating.
Yeah.
And then we had this bright idea to do this like high-end denim brand.
Yeah.
And, quickly realized that not everyone wants to buy $200 jeans just because
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
fancy stains.
Right.
But they did have an audience.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, the production costs were killing us and sucking all the profits from the building.
I mean, you got to try though. You never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to try.
Worked out that good, huh?
We didn't have
I was trying to make you feel better.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the sentiment. It did teach
I
me.
alley-ooped it.
Thank
You
you.
just
Thank
shot it
you.
down.
I know.
But no, yeah, for sure.
It did teach me a valuable lesson in that I should probably stay more in my lane.
Right, you learned too from that.
Yeah. And we ended up selling the brand for what we owed the banks.
You know, it's
So,
funny. You failed
there's
in that high fashion thing too, and Kelly Slater also did too. Sorry, not to put him on blast, but I remember he did the Quicksilver like upper echelon.
Oh
line,
yeah.
and it just didn't work. Like no one really wanted
No.
it. They didn't care about it being,
Yeah,
more
that was
pricey, and
a
they're
tough
like,
window
"What are
for
you
Quick
doing
too.
here?"
Right
And
then.
Yeah, I mean, I love the shit honestly, but I didn't.
No, I
have the
remember
money at
getting
the
like I
time.
remember getting a full like dad sweater.
Yeah.
From Quick. Like, what is this? Like that's the new Kelly Slater line. I was like,
Yeah, like
this
if
is
the
sick.
two
No one's
goats
gonna buy
can't do it,
but-
like what are we doing here? How am I gonna do it? Yeah. Like yeah,
It's all right. He landed on his feet.
yeah, no,
He'll be okay.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's surfing wave pools in Abu Dhabi. It's
Oh
all
no, we love Kelly.
good. We love Kelly.
What's your sort of dream trip scenario?
I'm getting,
Surfing,
I'm
skating.
getting loopy with this thing.
Are
Don't
you?
blame me. You asked for it.
I know I did. I'm take it all the way
Okay.
to the end.
We
Let
do
me
have
know
a
when
thing
to-
tonight too, Evan.
Let
Just,
me know
you
when to detach from this.
You should
don't
probably
know.
detach now.
Yeah, I
but it
think
sounds
I was
like-
gonna
No,
say if you're feeling already.
I did not ever quit. I've never quit.
All right, well, good luck. Stop throwing up. It's not my fault.
He's gonna on this thing we're doing tonight. He's gonna go off on tangents, and he's gonna be.
You're gonna have to.
You're
do
supposed
it.
to speak, you know.
I know.
Do you have a plan?
Will you hold my hand?
No, I'll be offsite.
That would be
I'll be
cute.
offsite trying to remember my own lines.
It would be cute though if you held these hands.
I got my own issues.
I
to
got a
deal with.
teleprompter meeting at 5 p.m. Man, where are you
Oh,
at?
okay. Actually, I do too, kind of. Yeah.
You guys are gonna make.
Serious.
Man, I gotta try not
I'm
to
not
laugh
on
at you
your
kooks.
Zen train or whatever. Like,
I saw
Like-
Seth Rogen last night, and I asked him if he was gonna be at this thing tonight because I saw his name on the flyer, and he's like, "What? Nah, I gotta leave." I was like, "All right, well, sorry. I thought we were gonna connect on seeing each other tomorrow night, but I guess not.
I gotta leave. What do you mean? I gotta leave like right now, or I gotta leave before tomorrow?
Tomorrow, like today, basically."
gotta
I was like,
leave.
"Wow, she's."
I feel like he says that to a lot of people.
Yeah, for
About
sure. He's
anything.
probably gonna be there tonight, front and center. He's
Like
actually
if you go,
emceeing.
hey man, how's it going? He's like, oh, I gotta leave.
Bro, the amount of people that were going up to him to ask if they could smoke a spliff with him or like
Yeah.
a joint or whatever, it was insane.
He
I was
told a
like,
story on this show where
Yeah, he was sitting right there.
people come, he leaves. That's what happens.
Okay, well
Like a
there it
TMZ
is.
bus came and he said he started sprinting. And then he looked behind and
Yeah.
Will Smith got in the bus and he was like, that's the difference in celebrities.
Bro.
He
yeah,
runs.
They move in different
Yeah.
ways for sure.
Yeah, if a group of people show up, he sprints off down the street. That's how social he wants to be.
Yeah, sweet. I feel like
It does cut
that's
it
the
out,
vibe
though.
I got at
Like
least.
if you
yeah.
like me and you want to meet me and you go, oh my God, Jason Ellis, and I sprint away. I mean, you get the picture, you know, like you're not, if you run after me, God, you suck.
Yeah, you're
You know, like
really
I got to
reaching
actually
for
run
it.
a marathon to get away from you. That'd be tough.
Are you running away from anyone?
No, I love attention. So I
was gonna say,
yeah. If anybody recognizes
Even if it's
me,
an unhealthy attention, you're
Oh,
like,
I don't
"Yep,
care. I don't
bring
care
on
who it
I'm
is."
right here. Sure thing.
yeah, I don't care who it is. If you like me, I like you.
I'm stopping for the picture.
Do you
every time.
have any anxiety?
You want an autograph? You know what I mean? You want me to
get-
talk
You
to your
actually
mother on
carry
the
a
phone?
Sharpie in your back pocket
I'll
at
talk
all
to your
times,
mom
huh?
on the phone. I'll give your brother like some advice, like you know, what I mean, stay in school or some shit. Yeah,
You know, just
Yeah.
I'm heading to dinner. You want to come with me?
yeah,
Yeah.
sick.
approachable.
Do you have any anxiety about big
Feeling
crowds?
humbled today. Really feeling humbled.
Like
today.
if you get in a situation where it's a big crowd or anything, do you have any anxiety about that, or where you're recognizable? What was the first time you got recognized?
There's like weird times. I mean, there was like back talking about like the Tumblr days, like kind of went viral on Tumblr when that was like popping. And so like
Tumblr.
kids like in Hawaii would
a
like
deep cut.
stop me from back in the day, like way back. To,
What went viral on Tumblr?
just like photos of our life, basically, kind of just like back in the day. Like we had a homie Amber that would take photos. She would never have her camera out of her hand, so she just shot the whole thing. So she would post it, and like I'd be involved with it, and like Tumblr was our end all be all. It was our Instagram, basically.
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
So it was just just getting recognized weirdly, like locally in Hawaii was funny. Like,
Do you remember the first time it happened?
no, I don't
No.
remember much anymore. Hit my head too many times on the reef.
Hell
The one
yeah.
rock. The one
Yeah.
rock on the beach.
You got
I actually go back quarterly to hit my head on that rock every time.
Oh, you actually got KO'd.
I
On
did
the
knock
rock.
out underwater, no, but I definitely got concussed. I have the scar to prove it. Which it's just funny. I mean, I hit my head so many times, but it's just funny. I hit the one rock
Oh,
on
yeah.
that one beach. It was like perfect.
I remember being a little kid going to Oahu for the first time, and
Yeah.
it's all sand, and all of a sudden you just step like, "What?
Yeah.
What? I thought there was no rocks."
Right, exactly. And it's live there too. So there's Vana on the reef, and like there's things you got to watch out for.
Oh yeah. You're
How
definitely at
how was Hawaii skate scene in that time when you guys were doing like Buns Brigade and
None. I mean,
searching for
there
animal
was
shit
hardly
and
any.
stuff?
I remember going to
jump ramps and cars and stuff, right? Like Gons and shit.
Well, so
Or just
when
like
we
thinking
went
about
there,
Mark Oblo's photos.
Did you go
like,
there
in
for
Hawaii
Wallows?
concept.
we went there for Wallows, and there were some locals that helped us around for sure.
Animal
Do
Chin
you know?
was there
Do you
And then-
remember who they were?
once.
I don't remember, but I do
if you know
remember when I went just on vacation when I was with Kevin Staub and Lester, and a couple dudes invited us to a backyard ramp, and I hope someone knows what this is. There was a backyard ramp somewhere. I don't think it was on the North Shore, but it was kind of up in the hills. It was about like 45 minutes from Honolulu, and it was a concrete vert ramp built into the side of a hill.
Where is that thing?
I don't know. This is probably like 87, 88.
Wow, must be. I mean, it must be gone now, but I would have heard about it by now.
And it was
That's
funny
incredible.
because we got invited, so they wanted us to come skate, but at the same time there was a whole crew, there were locals that like didn't really want us to come skate.
Right. Okay.
You know
That's
what I mean?
funny
Because
that-
we were Hollies, and also like we weren't Christian Osoy,
Yeah. True.
and they wanted to see Christian Osoy.
Which was my next question.
Yeah, and so we were just like, is it cool? Is it all right? Like, and we're skating. I thought we were skating pretty good, and they were just like,
Yeah.
all right, you're done. Later.
Like cool. Like
You're
your
done.
shift is over.
I mean, it was clear that like we had sort of worn out the welcome, and
Kind of like vibing out.
yeah.
Like,
And the
yeah.
dude that drove us wasn't that hyped on driving us. It was almost like someone assigned him.
Yeah.
Go pick these guys up. He's like, all right. It was a weird vibe, but we had fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny to hear you say that because like no one was Christian back then. Like everyone. I mean,
No, it's still
even my
no one has
generation,
been
like,
ever since.
idolized Christian. Like,
course.
Even before I skated, I knew who Christian Hosoi was, you know? So it was like that run pretty deep, like in Hawaii, just him being there. And then like Gons would come over. Like this is way before I was even a thought in the world. But
Did you
I just
were
I
you
just
alive
see photos
for that
and like
street event that happened or the mini ramp event?
the one in the arena
Yeah,
where they like remade the Y ramp
right.
again after
Yes.
on the beach. No, I wasn't. I don't think.
You weren't alive yet, or you were?
What year was it?
I don't know. It must have been
Anything-
89. I want to say it's 89, maybe 90.
I'm 26. No, I was born in 97.
Everything's like the years 80 to 2000.
Just
they don't. There's
just the
nothing
same
here.
thing, right? Yeah.
That's
I
just
understand.
one blur
I
for us.
understand.
So
That's like COVID for me. It's like you just skip 2 years.
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Man, you were
but-
ripping before he was born, and you rip now. You
Yeah.
rip,
Well,
dude.
thank you.
You rip, dude.
Holy
Flunk
crap.
fakies.
Did you ever get to see Christian skate?
I did, like not in his prime, but he definitely. I mean, he still shreds.
You still
like,
you still see the flow.
yeah, for sure.
mean, he was-
I could see
he's
the
a
vibe,
master.
like
Yeah.
t-shirt in the back pocket.
He's
Like,
the greatest kick turns ever done.
yeah, like I feel like
I
you
could
know,
watch him do kick turns.
Do you remember we had that
so good.
Yeah.
We did at Quicksilver actually. We had an
turns.
80s event. Were you there for that?
Yeah, I announced.
You had announced right
Yeah.
with
From the
Connie.
80s.
No, like
They all look like
it was
they
like
did.
10 years ago, but we had an 80s event, so it was Christian,
sick.
Grosso, like Eric Nash, Stedham was
Yeah,
there,
R.I.P.
and we're all dressed
Grosso,
up in our
damn.
gear.
Yeah.
And Christian couldn't really put together a run in the preliminaries, you know, but they did have a cut to the finals.
Was there
and
a
all
crowd?
the judges? Yeah, it was a
He
kind
probably, he probably pulled it together then after that. Huh?
No, it was more that the judges were like, Christian is in the finals. I don't care
Yeah.
what happens.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That
He
was-
just straight
they were all in collusion.
Straight in.
They were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, no, Christian goes to the finals. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If he just dropped in on the ramp, he's in the finals.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Of course.
Fair.
It's just the reverence. So
For the
we love you,
views.
Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Christian. Sick. Gons.
Gons. Legend.
Sickest ever. You ever see him in Hawaii? I think he spent a lot of time out there too.
I didn't
With
hang.
Christian.
I mean, I was at that mini ramp contest with him.
Mm-hmm.
They had a street event too. I think it was after the mini ramp contest
Uh-huh.
in that same arena.
Okay, okay.
I've
Seen footage of it, yeah.
but I mean, Gons. What can you say about him?
Yeah,
He's
it was
like-
sick talking about that Y ramp when Adidas came to like remake the ramp on the beach in Waikiki.
Yep.
It's like that Thrasher event or whatever.
Yeah.
He got that cover again. Same trick, 2 covers on the same magazine,
So great.
like 10 years apart or something.
oh no, way more, like 20 or 30.
20, 30?
See, talk about timelines.
Timelines, yeah, blurred lines. Yeah.
I used to skate his ramp that he had in LA. And he had like a mansion next to it, and a big fountain
Yeah.
on the way down. And he came down and was like, I don't have that much time. Like, woo, and just dropped in and started shredding. And I'm like, why is he announcing he has not much time? And then he took like 2 or 3 rides. He's like, woo, I gotta go. And I was like, what the hell? And he goes running off with his, like hair extensions and his lycra pants. And he tripped up the stairs and fell in the fountain. And it was like, he was like,
No way.
he was like the coolest dude. He dropped in,
Fell
like,
in the fountain
didn't
with water.
fall, made like 3 giant rides,
Yeah.
and then skipped off the side of the ramp. Like the board went off the side of the ramp into his hand. He was like, "Woo, I gotta go!" And then, and I was like, "God, that guy is cool." And then ding, 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 whoosh. And I was like, "That is not
Like
cool."
in the water.
Yeah. And then,
He is human.
dude, he popped up. He popped up.
Oh
and
my
just,
God. I
popped
just saw
up.
Gon's trip.
Dude, he just popped up and skipped into his house like it was nothing. I was like, that is a cool recovery. That was a pretty cool recovery.
Enters the front door of the mansion.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was
"Ah,
like, you should
yeah,
probably
cool. You got
stay in
it.
there and start crying.
Yeah,
but not him.
it was literally off of Sunset.
You got it, dude.
I got to go there once. Yeah, it was wild. I think someone said it was W.C. Fields' old house, where you wouldn't know that is because we're super old. Do
I
you
was
know?
like in my head, like, wait, WC.
Does anyone know who that is? You know who it is. No? Am I the only one in this room that knows who W.C. Fields is?
Yeah.
I guess so. All right.
One time at a
Someone out
Vans
there listening does
contest,
too.
one time at a Vans contest, he showed up in a limousine and he was dating this girl that was like a famous actor's daughter or something. She was pretty hot.
Beauty.
And he, in the contest, they call, everyone's taking their ride and he drops in, he's shaking it out, checking the wind and stuff, taking a long time to go. And then he finally goes and he drops in, does a backstep, lands real close to the coping and shoots into like a 10-foot method air. But as soon as he shoots, he just boots his board over the deck and he's in the air going, woo! And he lands and does a knee slide where he fishtails his feet. He goes, woo! In the knee slide. Like, not a care in the world.
Not a
Just
care or a
second
single
wall
thought of
bail,
anything.
like second wall eject into the biggest ejection ever. Then knee slide and fishtail, and then woo, dance over to your girlfriend and just start necking her. Like nobody, like there wasn't even that wasn't your ride. They didn't call your name out before you
Damn,
dropped
legend
in.
gets scored off a neck.
And then I realized that it was all, that's the trick, you dumbass. Like, he's like, I'm going to drop in and eject. And then I'm going to tongue my girlfriend in front of everybody.
I don't know if it was
because I don't give a
wide open
shit.
mouth. Wide
I don't know if it
open
was
mouth.
that.
And I
Wide
got the
open mouth.
message loud and clear. And I was like, that guy won.
Tia, I'm sorry. You
That
have to
guy
hear
won the
this.
contest. Like, Tony was ripping, but dude, did you see him neck his girlfriend with not a care?
He rented a
Gosh
club.
darn legend, dude. That's
He's a
every
legend.
like run-in that I have with him. You just leave like, what the hell?
This is
just
probably not
happened?
true, but he-
every time you're like, holy shit. what's going
Allegedly,
on?
I heard he had like a bag of like dirt weed for a guest, and then he had his good weed for
Dirt-
himself.
Dirt weed.
Yeah. He'd be like, help yourself, Will, to this pile of shit.
Where's my girlfriend?
Yeah. And then he just tongue his girlfriend and he'd be like, I guess I should leave. Like, it's my cue to go.
I'll give you one more home story that was so on brand. He had his 21st birthday at a huge venue club.
Yeah.
It was called the Scream back then. This is where all the hot bands played, and he rented the whole place. Fishbone played, which was even huger at the time. Like I don't the whole event would have cost like a year's salary.
Who's Fishbone?
Fishbone was
That's
a
fair.
LA band.
Big band. Big band.
Big band. Yeah, I mean legendary band.
Oh,
Revolutionary band. I
sick.
still think Fishbone's sick.
Okay.
Revolutionary.
Depends who you ask. Depends who you ask.
Yeah,
if it's revolutionary or not.
Revolutionary.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm sorry.
changed the game.
They're Metallica. Is that better?
Got you.
Yeah, they were like an
Yeah,
early
it is
Metallica
better.
with horns and
Oh no,
soul.
the guy on the trumpet is. No, there's a guy on a flute, I believe. I actually befriended him. I went on tour with him and became friends with him.
From Fishbone.
Yeah, and he looked like a cricket
Look,
man.
he just about to jump out of his seat. He goes, "What, Fishbone?
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't know. He's off
Don't
on a
play
tangent.
cool now. Don't
He's
play
off on a
cool.
tangent.
Don't
What do you
play
mean
Welcome to our
tangent?
show, Evan.
Right, you
Yeah,
just
with the
jumped out of your
flute guy.
seat. You go, Fishbone?
You're just
Wait,
jealous.
you know him?
You're just jealous
feel
because
like-
Fishbone likes me and they don't even know you.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're
They
right.
love Ellis.
Give us another Zin, whatever.
Shout out to the Bone. You guys are revolutionary.
I didn't know that was going to be such a touchstone
Dang.
Synergy.
for me complimenting a band.
Yeah, no, revolutionized
Beautiful.
the game.
Beautiful.
They were
content.
pioneers. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
pioneers.
They
All right,
were.
revolutionary might be
Pioneers
extreme.
of
They were
dog
pioneers. That's it. I
Yeah.
leave it at that. Okay?
Pioneers and revolutionary is like a
podcast we're on
lot,
right
dude.
now.
They're not the Beatles.
It depends on your definition.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, it does
Depends who you
depend
ask.
on your
Wow.
definition. Warm
Depends who you
leatherette.
ask.
I better get a thank you card from Fishbone Crew.
Well, they just texted me. I'm tight.
And scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your favorite band?
My favorite band.
Doesn't have to be revolutionary.
It's not gonna be.
My favorite. It's really hard. I have a lot of friends that I actually really love their music. There's this dude Q. He's from Florida. That's like new Prince, like fire. Like,
New Prince.
yeah, it's hard to say. But you listen
All
to
right,
his
that's a
music, you're
bigger
like,
claim than revolutionary.
That's a ridiculous
New Prince.
I mean, it's like I
Q.
would put him.
Does he play
When
music?
you listen to his music, you're like, dude, this guy's.
does he play
channeling Prince
instruments?
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got everything.
He can play all instruments.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of
You
them.
just saying that. You
Clarinet.
don't know that.
Clarinet.
That's
Oh
not a
my
claim. That's
God.
not a claim.
I'm not speaking for him, but I know he can play a few instruments.
A few.
All of
Prince
them.
can play everything to the best
Okay.
of
I hit a
anyone's
soft
ability.
spot here. I'm sorry. Let me compare him to someone else.
Seriously, calm down. Prince.
This guy.
He's about to jump out
He's
of
the
his seat
he's
now.
the
He's
music
the greatest
gatekeeper
musician in
here.
the world. That's
God.
revolutionary.
Okay, dude,
Freaking Fishbone.
I don't feel like getting knocked out today, okay?
I'm not going to knock
I
anybody
I
out.
have a speech to make.
I'm just saying, what the fuck?
Why are you yelling? I just don't understand why
Because
you've been
it's
snapping
Prince.
on me. You've been
Somebody
snapping
have
on me
some
all-
passion for the greatest musician that ever lived.
Oh,
Q.
God. Here
Some
we
dude
go.
plays a few instruments. I
Here
get
we go.
what the plays a few instruments.
Did you ever
Okay.
see Prince live?
No.
Yeah, you.
What is that? What are you trying to make me feel
Just
bad?
ask
Has Prince
me.
ever seen him play live?
I'm just asking questions.
I've seen enough Prince, and I can play instruments, and I know that
You
he
sound
is
like his
sick.
PR person or something. What's going on
It's the
here?
PR for life. Like if you're not supporting him, you're
We're all
not
choosing our
alive.
sides here.
Spokesperson for Prince over here.
Way better than that.
I never thought I'd be
New title.
arguing about
Way
Fishbone
better.
and Prince in this podcast, but here we are.
Yeah, so your guy is Q. Wow.
Man,
The future's
okay.
safe then, I guess.
Jesus Christ. Let's change the topic.
Q will take
I
care of
like-
it.
Yeah, I was going to
so
ask you
there's-
about another band, but I
yeah.
don't even want to touch
Yeah,
anything else.
I'm just not. I'll say names, but I'm not going to compare them to anyone anymore. I mean, fuck, how do you just recover from that? Should we just do it as a one?
Okay,
banger?
how is your who's? I hate saying favorite because it's too.
Yeah, favorite's too hard.
It's
'cause
too
there's so many
specific.
genres. that
Whose
are, like,
skating do you
amazing.
enjoy? Like modern skating, do you go like, oh yeah, that?
I mean, Dylan's my end all be all.
That's
for
good.
life.
There you
for
go.
sure. Like,
Yep.
There's no comparison. Still, no one that can do the things that he did on a board. But,
Or look like he did.
or look like he did. I think Dylan actually. I'm gonna go into a pigeonhole with this, but Dylan kind of like laid out the blueprints for what I wanted to do in life. He was like the first person that I saw that could do it, that skated, that does, you know, some modeling stuff, but also just like a
But did it his own way.
ultimate. Yeah, and always did it his own way.
Yep.
I remember Oblo telling me a story about how he was gonna do some like Vogue cover or something, and he didn't like what they were trying to put him in, or like someone on the set or something. He just walked out. He was like, "I'm over it."
That sounds like Dylan.
Like anyone would kind of like, in general, kind of like die to be on a Vogue cover, right? If that's like what you like to do, like that's like the end all be all type of situation. It's like GQ, like
but
Man
that
of the
made
Year.
him more legendary.
Yeah, so it was
Yep.
like just hearing stories of that, just like, dude, you're the sickest ever. And so like, I not based my life around him, but he laid it out to where like,
Yep.
oh, sick, like this is possible. You know, doing it, you know, intertwined with other people who are doing their own thing too, and the same thing. Like he did some DKNY shoot before I knew him, and I just remember seeing it and like you're with like A$AP Rocky, Cara Delevingne, Katya, his girlfriend at the time, and him like in this DKNY campaign shoot. I was like, this is the sickest
That's
dude
so huge.
ever. In New York, like on a taxi cab, like this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why I got so like inspired just from just even that one shoot, but just seeing that it was possible, because in my head there was clouds of like trying to do something like that, but didn't really know how to get there. And I later learned how to get there, but like didn't have a manual really, but he really set the blueprint to like, oh, sick. Like,
Yeah, we had when we started Hot Clothing with Quicksilver, we had a team for it was loosely kids clothing, skate, surf, or centric, and
yeah.
the team was Dylan, David Gonzales, Riley,
Wow.
Figgy, Tyler Bledsoe, David Loy. It was heavy.
Sick. How old was David Gonzales? Because I feel like he's way younger.
They were all kids.
Oh, cool.
All kids. Like they weren't even. They were just there for their skate skills, not
Yeah.
for modeling or anything like that. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
everyone
Dylan was just a
exploded.
like
Yeah.
cute kid. They're like, shoot this kid.
Yeah,
Super shy.
yeah.
I just remember hearing like Oblo tell me stories of him, just at that time as well. Like, just I like just hearing any Dylan.
The talent, though.
stories.
I mean, and he just had it in droves.
Some people just have that like. I never been around someone who has like an aura about them. So it's like he had that like glow, then didn't even have to say a word. Like you're just around him and you're like, holy shit! I just like hit a zin in my lip or something. Like, oh my god, you're like Jason over here. Like, holy. But no, it was. I mean, he's just that type of person. I never actually felt that with anyone else. I was like, this is fucking sweet. Also, another sick Dylan story. He had for his last birthday before he passed away. He was in his bed, and he had every single girlfriend he ever had all in the bed with him.
Really?
This dude is just unreal. They're just like all somehow friends. I'm like, how does this work out? Like,
Wow.
I'm just standing there like, happy birthday, Dylan. This is fucking sick. All your girlfriends are really
If I had
hot.
all the girls I'd slept with in my bed, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
I'd only probably need 2 of them, actually.
You'd be dead because they would want to kill you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah. That's how I saw it. It wasn't not because of the action,
No.
because
Oh,
they're
there's
going
no
to
action.
murder him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no thrusting involved. It's just fucking
Yeah, no.
He's thrusting his
of a
hands through
knife.
my
Yeah,
face.
dagger,
exactly. Yeah.
neck,
Yes.
bow.
Well, Evan, thanks for coming by our little podcast. Your first podcast.
Yeah,
I hope
thanks
it was
for my
enjoyable.
First podcast. Thanks for hosting.
You know, we've set the bar high for your next ones.
Cool. Yeah,
So
yeah.
good luck
You
with that.
definitely have. Thank you.
You know, be careful of your analogies in the next one.
I will. I
You
will.
might
I
have
will
this
never
guy.
compare anyone to Prince ever
There
again.
you go. Then this was worth it then.
Or Fishbone.
We helped you a lot. You are
I've learned a
welcome.
lot.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot.
All right. Hey, thanks, Evan. Jason,
Like and describe.
like and subscribe. See you next time.